Okay, I think it's important to discuss the relationships of these spheres of consciousness that I've created through this drawing that I did with colored pencils to illustrate the process of the aligning of the spheres. Okay? In all of the different religions in the world and cultures, they're talking about manifesting a positive destination for humankind. So the Buddhists say all that we are is a result of what we have thought. Einstein said imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attraction. Christ said you have not received because you have not had faith in the things that you were seeking to manifest. All of the different avatars and archetypes that we can drown in a sea of literature following are, I think, leading to this understanding, and I would appreciate a collective response and filling in of the skeletal that I'm bringing forth. I mean, I'm totally open to that. I'm just trying to give because I feel it's imperative to give back to the earth with this knowledge. So, the first relationship that needs to be established is the universal mind at the top. The universal mind correlates with the subconscious mind. Okay? It also, subconscious is down here, like we said in the Dantian, but the conscious mind is here. And the subconscious is what manifests from the universal mind when we're on, autopilot and we're not considering what we're manifesting or even if it's happening in our life. And that's what these PhDs have been talking about in the book The Secret and a lot of the other writings, and Charles Haanel, who is the origin that we talked about of this model that I've created, who is 18th century, around the time George Osawa from Japan in the physiological drawing, same time period here of thought, really just elaborated on. So this understanding right here, this relationship, the first one, is what? It's the consciousness with the universal mind, the place where all manifestation is possible, where it all is collected through the creator. This is the embodiment of creator. So when we're conscious of what we're seeking from creator to manifest things in our life, we have to align all these other spheres to make this possible, because we don't know what we're manifesting. We're still in the void on this drawing. We're still in the infinity symbol that we need to make that decision to be or not to be. Do we want to be mentally cleansed from the brain sphere, which is the physical representation? These two are above the physicality of this process. So the next relationship is that we see here is the consciousness with this fleshly organ, the mind sphere, that's below in a physical form on the earth, this sphere up here. This has no mental quality or quantity, rather, in terms of physicality. Either does the universal sphere. This is all mental quantity that cannot be converted to material origin unless it's brought into subjection through this process. It's fascinating. I mean, thought is just mental quantity that is transmitted from one entity to the next without a material origin, if you think about it, the origin of that actual thought. So the mind is an organ that has blood flowing through it via the heart sphere, and the physiological predicament of having blood flowing all the way down to the lower extremities of the body. So once we've detoxified ourselves through the George Osawa and Michio Kushi research on eating the proper foods that are conducive to longevity. That's what macrobiotics means. Japanese, you can look at some videos on how they cook, and it's very minimalistic with chopsticks, you know, throwing everything into one pan, but it's completely art. You know, it's the art of understanding duality in food. But the foods that you need to start with in the fundament of, you know, what I presented in the drawings are going to help you just get through realigning this whole process first before we get into that. So the vagus nerve on the left over here, my left, is associated with the spinal fluid that also creates that symbiosis in the blood, like an ocean that is flowing with the gravitational pull of the moon. You know, it's interesting because our bodies are very much like an ocean in salinity, and the gravitational pull of the moon has an effect on our body. You know, we need to think about these things, balance, you know. So that's the vagus nerve cerebrospinal sphere, connecting the fluid that we need to cleanse. And then this one was the solar plexus. Okay, this one is the place where manifestation is cultivated through breathing from the Merkaba breath, or yogic breathing exercises, Japanese, and clearing of the mind in order to paint a new destiny for your life on the blank canvas of clearing the mind and whatnot. So once we've done the 10-day cleanse, incorporating foods that you are still eating so you can stay in the comfort zone while detoxing and allowing your body to become responsive to the foods that we're eating, so that you can naturally make the choice to be or not to be in alignment. So that's the relationship of the spheres concept and how it ties into quantum physical ideas of manifesting things. You know, if we're conscious of what we're manifesting, then we're going to show the fruits. A tree is known by its fruits. Thank you.